I count up so much money lately. I count up so much that they hate me. Yeah, I make niggas mad cause they ain't me. Yeah, I've been in my bag going crazy. I count up so much money lately. I count up so much that they hate me. Yeah, I make niggas mad cause they ain't me. Yeah, I've been in my bag going crazy. Bitch, I'm not.
First off, fuck your bitch in the clique you claim. West side when we ride, come equipped with game. You claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife. We bust on bad boys, niggas fuck for life. Plus, Puffy tryna see me weak, hearts I rip. Biggie Smalls and Junior Mafia some more. I think a little higher. I think a little higher.
Where's that? So we got back in the video. It's your boy P Digital 21. I just want to say welcome back to my channel, and also how you guys doing. And also, if you're feeling happy or sad, then my entertainment should bring you joy. And also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We post shit to all media platforms, and also don't forget to hit the post notification bell for future videos. And also get the Pizzo Gang merchandise at teespring.com/PDigitalMildadsGang. And I have two promo codes. I have Welcome25 and I have Black Friday 25. And Welcome 25 is unlimited, and Black Friday 25 is from now to the 28th. And that's like for the holiday that's coming up during this week. So you have from now to the 28th to use that code. And you have to get 2 items for that code to activate as well. Alright, so for the next reaction, we have 10 youngest kids who were sentenced to prison. Alright, so let's check it out.
Kids can be pretty awful, but these tykes take bad girl and bad boy to a whole other level. Check out our top 10 most horrible crimes committed by children.
So I see you got the bathtub girls. Okay.
Aren't Canadians supposed to be nice? I guess Sandra and Beth Anderson of Mississauga, Ontario are the exception. In 2003, the sisters, who were 15 and 16 at the time, were charged for murder when they killed their mother by feeding her copious amounts of Tylenol and booze and then drowning her in a bathtub. The girls actually got away with it for about a year, until their neighbor came forward with evidence that this wasn't an accidental death, but a previously planned and thoroughly thought out murder. If you listen to the 911 call that they made as a way to stage the incident as accidental, you'll hear the operator telling them to give CPR, but the girls aren't following through. By the time the ambulance arrived, she was dead. Apparently, the 2 girls were fed up with their mom, who worked 2 jobs and struggled with alcoholism, being unable to give them the expensive things they wanted. Police found out later.
So wait, y'all heard the key words, right? She's working 2 jobs, and the stress. I mean, even though you're working 2 jobs and you feel like alcohol is like the best cure for you, I always see it as the best cure. I see like let me see, like you working 2 jobs, you could go to the gym, you could drink like regular juice, or find a hobby to do like outside of work. It's like I don't get how like y'all could really like love alcohol. Like alcohol is like it's just that good, and helps you like relieve like your stress like from like the whole world like in general. But in those key words, like the 2 daughters were trying to find no, we're trying to like get money like for themselves, like, and like the mother's trying to like work two jobs for them, and that's what gave them the motive to like to end her life, because they didn't get the lavish expensive things that they wanted.
Later that their internet search history showed research on how much money you would get if your mom died. They discovered they'd each get $68,000, which they could put toward their wishes like a European vacation, a marijuana farm, and a nice house. After they gave their mom the codeine-spiked beverage, they alerted their peers on social media about the process of the murder, to which one of their twisted friends responded, "Good luck, wear gloves." Most of their friends agreed to keep it a secret, but Beth, the youngest of the two, kept bragging about how she killed her mom at parties and school events. This
Yeah, I could tell like what friends that they were hanging out with, as well as gossip, emo, um, just some niggas that believe in like devil worshiping and all that. Like, this,
This led to the police approaching one of her friends to wear a wire to record her confessing. The girl spent 4 years in jail before being let off early on parole. They have new names
because they both are white. There's like if you saw two black emo kids like um in a murder case like between their mother and son, they're getting life. Like, seriously.
and completely new lives. There was even a movie called Perfect Sisters depicting their story. Let's hope that they're not getting any profits from the ticket sales.
I never heard that. Like, that's like I'm all about movies and TV shows, and I never heard about this movie called Perfect Sisters. It was probably on Lifetime, like, or Netflix. Like, not. I'm strongly moving towards Lifetime because that's where they put like all like relationship, couple, family related like crimes. Like they put it all in that channel. Youngest sex offender in the country.
An 11-year-old boy from Britain, whose name can't be mentioned due to legal purposes, is serving a custodial sentence for his multiple counts of rape and sexual misconduct. The boy pleaded guilty for raping the same boy 15 times, as well as 3 charges of inappropriate sexual touching. Reports say that on May 29, 2016, the boy accused was playing with a 7-year-old boy in his bedroom when his stepmother heard whispering over the baby monitor. Suspicious as to what could possibly be going on, she investigated, only to find the 11-year-old raping her stepson. The defendant immediately said, "I'm sorry, I don't know why I did it." The victim told the police that he had been raped every single time they played together and was told to keep it a secret. The defendant was put on bail, after which he touched a disabled
Hey, was it rape or was it just because I'm sorry, listen, I don't like how y'all y'all throw the R word. It's like if he actually did get raped, then I feel bad like for like what happened to him. But if he got some and he didn't know about it, and if he's just a sus like person, like maybe he's trying to find his sexuality, like how what's the whole LGBTQT like comedic association about, where you have two of the same sex like finding themselves. So it don't matter what age, because it's like maybe like how you know that like one of the other was raping each other. Like, how you know those two boys were raping each other, where they were trying to find their sexuality at an early age. I'm not condoning it. Like, I'm not about that. But I'm just saying, like how did the mother know that the 11-year-old was raping her son? It's just like you're really throwing like these the R word around, and like you don't know like the full story. I'm not condoning anything. I'm not on like the two boys side, but maybe they were just trying to find their sexuality at an early age, because you know how like these that's how like these trans are formed like at an early age. Because you have these kids, like I think I seen on Nickelodeon like this one like trans that he got a physical change, like he got a surgery change because like he wasn't supposed to be born that way, and he does got casted in one of the shows on Nickelodeon. And I'm like, and it was another thing too, like where like I had this doctor's appointment, right? And they asked me like, what do I identify as? And I'm looking at like the genders, right? I'm looking at male, female. I'm looking at not to answer. I'm looking at trans. I'm looking at this and that. It's like, yo, now like when you're at an appointment, they ask you what you identify as. Like seriously, because it's like this world has really changed. Like to like we have trans people now. We have this and that. It's like, yo, you're either a male or you're a female. Like, whatever you was born with, that's it. Like, what?
11-year-old boy over his trousers. When he was accused a second time, the boy again showed remorse and seemed sorry for what he had done. He said that he too was raped as a child and was still working through that. As of right now, he's the youngest sex offender.
So he I'm not laughing. Um, he got raped as a child himself. So when he turned a older age, he raped he decided to rape another person. Like I'm not trying to say it wasn't hereditary. It's like he was passing on the rape after he got raped. Yeah.
In Britain. You kind of feel sorry for him, but he really needs to pay for his actions.
Brenda Spencer.
Every teenager hates Mondays, but 16-year-old Brenda Spencer apparently hated them enough to end lives. At about 8:30 in the morning on a Monday in 1979, Brenda had the hunch to kill. The elementary school across from her house was just going into session with kids getting dropped off by their parents. She took a few shots from her sniper, which her dad gifted her for her birthday, complete with 400 rounds of ammunition. She shot at a couple of kids, wounding them. It took a couple of seconds before the adults on campus knew what was happening. The school's principal, Burton Ragg, ran outside, helping terrified children into the school. Him and the school's custodian, Mike Sakar, were unfortunately shot dead in the frenzy. Miss Spencer ended up killing 2 people and wounding 9 others, and was charged with 2 counts of murder. Her attorney.
So these niggas, these niggas saw that the kids were getting shot at, right? So they decided like to go help them. And then instead of looking around for like who's doing the shooting, they go help the kids, right? And then they get shot. And then you see like one person gets shot, and then you still don't look around or like move out the way, like so you won't get shot at. Like it's not like you're saving your own life. It's you trying to find out like who's doing the killing, so that you could save other people from getting like in the crossfire. And like she must have really hated like other people enjoying Mondays, because like I hate Mondays too. But I mean I really hate Mondays because like Mondays be like Mondays for me, like it'd be like a different day. It'd be like we're still in the weekend for Mondays. So like today, I feel like it wasn't really a Monday. It felt like I was still like in the weekend. Like I was still like in like last weekend, and I was working through this whole weekend, like Friday to Sunday. So it does not feel like a Monday, but like I'm not a person that would like hate on it or like see people's like enjoyment about like the day, and just want to end their lives because they love Mondays. Like what? This is why like I feel like yeah she deserved like her going to prison, because she just, and I didn't hear like did was it the guy, I mean the dad's like sniper.
Children into the school. Him and was happening. Shot at from her sniper from her house was just gifted her for her birthday, complete.
So it was a gift from her dad, like, and the dad's probably a redneck. Like the dad is probably a redneck because he gave her that sniper thinking, "Oh, honey, I don't care what you do with the sniper, as long as you have a good birthday." Who gives their daughter a sniper for their birthdays? Like seriously, like you're giving her the equipment to go shoot people by just handing it to them.
With 400 rounds of ammunition. She shot at a couple of kids, wounding them. It took a couple of seconds before the adults on campus knew what was happening. The school's principal, Burton Ragg, ran outside, helping terrified children into the school. Him and the school's custodian, Mike Sakar, were unfortunately shot dead in the frenzy. Miss Spencer ended up killing 2 people and wounding 9 others, and was...
Nah, you bugging son. Like if I see kids like being shot at, like I'm looking for like who's doing the shooting, and I'm not about to like go in the crossfire and see like because they're not gonna like just take a break from shooting. Like they're gonna keep on shooting. So I'm gonna be like just like in the cut. Like I'm not about to be out in the open just trying to get shot at next.
Charged with 2 counts of murder. Her attorney tried to get her off on a plea of insanity, but that didn't work, and she's now serving 25 to life. People claim that her parents' divorce was the cause of her misconduct. They said that something died in her after the split, especially since her and her siblings were sent to live with their distant abusive father. She started to become interested in guns.
I mean, that is how it starts. Like abusive, like childhood, you see personal experiences, like that's how you get your school shooters, your serial killers. Like that's how you get all of them. Seriously.
Guns and metal bands like Alice Cooper. Brenda was given a parole hearing in 2005 but was unfortunately denied. She said in a TV interview that she was high on angel dust and pot when she committed the crime, but the toxicology reports say
that too, drugs. Like seriously, drugs, abuse, childhood experiences, and guns. Like seriously, and weapons.
Otherwise, she'll get another hearing in 2019 for potential parole. It's no surprise that she blames herself for the recent school shootings, considering she orchestrated one of the first ones in recent history.
Just because like she saw other people having fun on Monday. I have no comment. The Xbox Underground.
It's a bit of an odd career choice. 4 teenage Xbox players had their goals in sight as becoming professional hackers when they managed to hack into Microsoft, Epic Games, Valve, Zombie Studios, and the US Army. The 4 boys from various parts of the US and Canada managed to connect through their gaming networks online. The team allegedly used SQL injections as well as stolen passwords and usernames. The theft included software related to Microsoft's Xbox One gaming console and the Xbox Live gaming system. They also somehow swiped files containing data for unreleased games like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 and Gears of War. What's really crazy though is that they also hacked into the US Army's databases and stole their helicopter pilot training software. The total property stolen is estimated to be between $100 and $200 million.
This is like you have the power and you don't know like how to act like that because you're getting free games, right? But then you wanna go above and beyond and go hack like NASA or go hack like the military, and like you could get a serious fine, a serious like jail time for that.
The 4 boys were caught at the border when David Pecora, the Canadian of the bunch, and his dad were taking a trip to the States. He was taken into custody by the border guards and was told that it'll be a long time before he gets to return to Canada. The 4 boys will face up to 5 years in prison. Eric Miller, a chubby, nerdish kid from New York State, was only 13 when he killed 4-year-old Derek Robbie out in the woods.
Nigga, that nigga is skinny. What the fuck? I don't see no chubbiness, and I see a nigga in shape. That's what I see, son. I don't see a chubby nigga.
Nerdish kid from New York State was only 13 when he killed 4-year-old Derek Robbie out in the woods. On August 2nd, 1993, the young defendant was out on his bike when he came across Derek, walking by himself to a nearby summer camp. Eric managed to lure him into the woods, where he tortured and killed him. He dropped 2 large rocks on the 4-year-old's head and then strangled him to death. He then stuck a stick up the child's rear opening in an attempt to bash his heart so it'll stop beating. He then took out a red Kool-Aid drink from Derek's bag and poured it onto his wounds. Eric came home that day totally calm, as if nothing had happened. The police eventually found out though, and on August 16th of the following year, Eric was charged with second-degree murder and sentenced to the maximum term for juveniles at the time, which was 9 years to life. Eric has been given a parole hearing every 2 years, but hasn't been let out since. When asked by the judge why he did it, he said,
why you put OJ? Why you put the image of OJ? Son? Like that's completely different. Like this kid really had a goal, like just to end another kid's life, somebody. And how did he not like finish the job with just those two rocks? Like he needed to throw the two rocks on the head and also strangle and also like have a stick involved too. Yo, what? Yo, I'm telling you, son. Like it be the young ones, son. Like that, son. It be the young ones because that's where it starts.
because instead of me being hurt, I was hurting someone else.
But wait, were you bullied by this other kid? Because I don't hear that you was bullied. You just did it for the fun of it. You're insane. Amajit Sada. Okay, you said
Amajit Sada of India killed probably more people than the average serial killer, and he's only 8. This is hard to believe, but this killer's second victim was his own sister, and
wait.
serial killer, and he's only 8. This is hard. Sada of India killed probably more people than the average serial killer, and he's only 8. This
How many people are you talking about? And you talking about his sister too? Like what? I'm telling you something. It also be on the Pakistani, Arabian, and race that be doing the killing as well. So, but them niggas be like throwing like bombs, like torpedoes. Shit. Don't know how they be finding it, but they use it.
This is hard to believe, but this killer's second victim was his own sister, and his parents ended up covering it up in order to protect their son's freedoms. His third victim was a 6-month-old baby, whom he took from a neighboring house and then bashed with a brick until the
Look up. Oh no. What? This nigga took a random baby and did what?
His third victim was a 6-month-old baby, whom he took from a neighboring house and then bashed with a brick until the baby stopped breathing.
Nigga, what did a 6-month baby do to you? Yo, it's not funny, but it's like you took a random 6-month-old baby and you took a brick and you made it stop breathing? Yo, this nigga is insane. Like, they really be people out here that are walking among us like this. Like, where they have an agenda, like, have targets, like, just so that they could end people's lives. But not a 6-month-old baby. Like, that 6-month-old baby, like, don't even know how to talk. Like, it don't even know how to move his legs and arms. Like, I'm trying to say like a full toddler or like a preteen. He just wanted to end that baby's life. That baby must have done something to you, like because I don't understand. Like I said, I really don't. Like it didn't do nothing to you, and you decided to just I'm gonna take out this baby. So I'm gonna take out the 6-month-old baby.
Police eventually connected the boy's recent killing with the killing of his own sister. When he was asked why he did these gruesome things, he simply smiled and asked for a cookie.
No,
His parents
no, nah. That's how you know that kid is crazy. The nigga smiled and asked for a cookie. Yo, what? Yo, smack that nigga with a cookie. Like I'm not like why are you smiling after you killed and you just feel good about it. Like you could go to sleep good knowing that you killed your own sister and you killed a 6-month-old baby. Son. Like I'm gonna be like, yo, why are you smiling? And look, if I was like the person interrogating him, I might have to just I might have to just pull out the gun, like, or just pull out the not go extreme as to pulling out a gun. I mean like pulling out the cross and just be like, yo, may God be with you, and also just throw some holy water on that nigga because you're not about to smile and ask for a cookie. Like that's like you're not about to do that stuff. Like I'll give you some. You know what? I'm about to say some strong like comment towards this, but it's like the mother too. How are you gonna cover your own son's killings. That was your first daughter that he just killed, and you gonna cover because you don't want to see him in jail. Yo, what? It's the whole family in general for me. That's it.
Parents said that he doesn't understand right from wrong. A psychologist discovered that Amarjeet had a chemical imbalance in his brain that caused him to express conduct disorder, which is a mental disorder where the sufferer doesn't understand morals. The data is foggy, but he allegedly spent about 3 years in either a prison
You don't understand like morals, but you know how I smiled though, and asked for a cookie. Okay.
or a mental institution. He's now reportedly a free agent, walking around with a new name and identity.
Here, Bartlett.
One British teen did the unthinkable. At only 15 years old, Daniel Bartlam killed his own mother in a gruesome horror movie-like display. The whole thing was spurred on by a fight they were having at home. She called him a freak, and then something came over Daniel, and he began to hit his mother with a hammer, bashing in her skull. He then wrapped her in paper, covered her in gasoline, and set her on fire. He initially claimed that an intruder came in and killed his mother, but the police found a written-out soap opera plot on his computer that describes a killer bashing someone in with a hammer and then leaving them on the train tracks to die. It was also
See, look, y'all think y'all won't get caught. Like that's the police is not stupid. Like they weren't born yesterday. Like they gonna find something like in your laptop. They gonna find something in the household that's gonna connect it back to you. Talking about a shooter broken. No, you did that yourself. Like to your mother, son. Like this is why, son. Like I don't watch a lot of horror movies because like some of them are dumb. Like you already know what's about to happen at the end. But also like watching them is just like playing like shooting games or playing like I'm gonna say no. Watching a lot of horror movies is the same as playing too much shooting games where you're gonna get addicted to it and then you're gonna want to do it in the real world.
discovered that Daniel watched the film Saw just hours before killing his mother. At the hearing, Daniel
Yo, I saw. Let me see. 'Cause I remember we were all watching it. I saw the beginning, not even like a good minute, like 10 minutes of that movie. Saw, and like it got too scary for me. That's another movie I can't watch. It Saw.
claimed that there were voices in his head that were telling him to kill, and that he was having visions of doing these things against his will.
It'd be like that. It'd be like that.
Mary Bell was born in 1957 into
Yo, she looked like Miranda Cosgrove. No, not Miranda. She looked like this one actress from she was on the Flash show.
a poor Liverpool family. She wasn't exactly raised properly. Her mother was a prostitute who was an alcoholic and rarely ever home. Reports say that her mother would often force Mary into prostitution even though she was just a young girl. She also tried to kill her daughter multiple times. Mary was a rambunctious, troubled little kid. She oftentimes would do things like burn kids in her class with cigarettes or hold them down and fill their mouths with sand. Mary's first official killing was when she strangled 4-year-old Martin Brown in an abandoned house. That same summer, Brian Howe was found in a garbage dump with an M carved on his chest, which seemingly stands for Mary. This wasn't enough to spur on a full-on investigation though, and it wasn't until Mary and her partner in crime Norma left confession notes at a nearby nursery that they were brought in for questioning. When the detectives saw Mary's gleeful reaction to Brian being taken out of his family's home in a casket, he knew that she was to be locked up indefinitely. Mary served 12 years in jail and was released at 23.
Who saw? I'm sorry. Wait, who saw this child like just smiling and like as the child like I would ask like be like yo, so you did right? Like that's it. Like yo, I would be like yo, why are you smiling? Cause you did it right. Like it's like nobody smiles as you see like a dead body cat on like inside a casket like being carried away. So, like you know that's the killer, son, cause like the nigga's smiling, and it's nothing to be smiling about. It is a serious thing.
He knew that she was to be locked up indefinitely. Mary served 12 years in jail and was released at 23. She's now living in England under a fake name.
She's still alive though. Like seriously, like she's still out and about. and you think that she changed for those 12 years? Like she's probably like planning her next like attempt like to kill another person.
One of the youngest killers in history, a 4-year-old boy from Saudi Arabia allegedly gunned down his father with his dad's own pistol when he found out his parents weren't buying him a PlayStation. The dad was apparently undressing and put the weapon down for a brief moment when the kid picked it up and started firing. Saudi Arabia has dubbed this kid the country's youngest killer. This might be a warning for parents to hold off buying your kids video games because it could potentially lead to them reenacting that behavior, especially when that game contains violence.
I want to say for all like kids because like I would just say like shooting games are fun. Like I said, like they really are. Like I used to play shooting games like when I was a kid, and they were fun. But that wasn't like a I would say it didn't trigger anything in my mind like to like do that in public. It was just like known as a video game, like a activity that all our kids like played like when we were young. And then I got bored of video games, and then because I became like towards like YouTube and then like creating videos and editing videos and all that. But we still have streamers, we still have people that play video games on Twitch and whatnot for a living. But I would just say for me, yeah, I got tired of playing video games like two NBA 2K, wrestling, like all that. Like it was just like something that I did as a kid. Like I don't really play video games like that.
A 15-year-old from Utah allegedly killed his 2 younger brothers with a knife. The boy had a history of acting out. He
Yo, we got the next Michael Harris. Right? If y'all know what I'm talking about, so when I said we had the next Michael, like it should be teenage Utah Michael Myers impersonator. Like, because the nigga killed you missed out the part where you said butcher. Like seriously. Like what type of knife it was. It had to be a butcher. Yeah.
ran away from home for about a year. Despite his troubled disposition, neighbors of the family claimed that his parents were very loving and attentive. The family had adopted 2 children into the family, and these were the 2 brothers who were eventually killed.
Yeah, so he felt like he felt separated. He felt like he wasn't getting enough attention. He was a Aisha Curry. Alright. He felt he wasn't getting enough attention and that the parents wasn't like mostly loving towards him. So that like he felt like he was an outcast that they need to adopt. But I don't get how you have a child, right? Like that was like biologically like born from you. So why are you adopting 2 other kids? Because I'm thinking that maybe like they couldn't have no more kids, so that's why they adopt 2 more kids. Where you only need that one kid, like that's and if that one kid feels out of place, after you adopt 2 more kids, then you should have just had that kid. And all of this would have been like oh yeah, all of this would have never happened.
The bodies of the victims were found on the floor of the family home when the mom and dad were returning from a dance recital. The teen was found miles away from the house where he was eventually arrested and taken into custody by the police. What's odd about the case is that the perpetrator wasn't raised in a poor family or abusive household. Something inside him just snapped. So there you go, our top 10 child criminals. I can't believe some of these people are out in this world, walking around out there. Spooky.
I'm not saying they deserve life, but it's just like they get a good amount of years, but I don't know if they actually learn something in those years being locked up. So it's like if we don't hear any news like that they went back like to prison like for killing more people, then they actually did change. But what they did like in their childhood, it's still gonna haunt them. Like it's still gonna haunt the victim's family, like that they had to they have to grieve over that. Like after just like having having their child for just like a short time. And those two girls, son, like yo, it's called work. It's called having a job. Like that's like you see your mother struggling, right? Working two jobs to make ends meet, so that she could put a roof over your head. But then y'all decide to end her life because y'all not getting like I don't know, you're not getting iPhones. You're not getting you're not getting expensive like handbags or purses or money in general. Like, why would you want to do that to your own parent? The fuck? Like seriously, it's called go get an application. It's called get your own money, save that money, and then you could buy the stuff for yourself. But these girls who just want to be gothic and emo and just be like, this is a shortcut. Like that isn't. And it's the Google too. Like it's the Google that y'all search up like how much money that y'all would make if y'all did this to your parents. Like it's Google's fault. Like that's why I'm saying in my own opinion that it's Google's fault, and it's it's their fault for like seeing it as a good opportunity. Getting a job is a good opportunity. Making your own money is a good opportunity. Like I'm guessing. Alright, so this was 10 youngest kids who were sentenced to prison. Let me know in the comment section what you guys thought. And also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, repost, and share to all social media platforms. And also, don't forget to hit the post notification button for future videos. And also, it's your boy P-Jizzle21 signing off. And repeat again.
Bitches, we keep on coming while we running for your juice. Steady gunning, keep on busting at the bush.